And Josh, take it away, buddy.
All right, we're here with head coach Jason Burton, and we've got Keekee Nowlin and Dyani Robinson as the Lions get knocked out of the NCAA tournament in the regional semifinals. We'll start general comments here from Coach Burton.
Yeah, man, what a tough opponent right there. They played extremely well. They're a tough guard. It's a really good ball club over there. They score the ball from everywhere, and but our girls battled. We got down by 13 in the first half, and just we're kind of throwing the ball everywhere, and then we finally settled down. We relaxed, and we won a huge run and took the lead. And in the second half, we kind of went back to how we started the game and went back to turn the ball over, and we dug ourselves a hole. And that's kind of where we needed to come out and pick up where we left off, and we just didn't do that today. But our girls battled. We competed. We on a normal year, we're probably halfway through the season, right? And we just kept getting better this year. We kept learning about ourselves. My prayer for this team is that we get a chance to do it again. I hope that we can have this same unit and run it back because, we had a lot of youth on our bench and some of them were able to get some experience in the tournament this postseason. And, just with the lack of practices and everything, there's so much room for potential on this team. But I enjoyed it, man. It's such a great group of young women, a pleasure to be around for the most part. Sometimes Keekee right here gets on my nerves. But just love this group, man. Great group on and off the floor.
Keekee, you've been one of the primary defenders on whoever the ball handler is, it seems like, especially here in the postseason. How important was it to make them work while they had the ball coming up the floor?
I knew if I could just make it tough, then it would be harder for them to score. And even though if this the best player on the team, just make it tough for them overall.
And then, Dyani, you were able to get back on scoring. Is this the type of game that you prefer to play in, up and down, run at the rim, pass, everything? It seemed like you were in your element out there today.
Yeah, I like playing quick. That's how I play my game, going up and down the floor.
All right, Charlie?
Coach, this one for you. The first thing you said about this game going in was that the Lions were going to have to take better care of the basketball. Southwestern's a good team, and they forced a lot of those 26 turnovers. What were they doing specifically to make life so hard on your guards and then underneath the basket?
Well, one, they're a long team, and so they're 5'10", 5'11" to 6 foot everywhere on the floor, and so when they're going to trap, when they're rotating, they have length everywhere, and so it's tough to pass through some of those traps, and they rotate really well. And I just thought we didn't handle the pressure. We didn't keep the ball in the middle of the floor as much as we needed to. We kind of put ourselves in some bad positions sometimes, but it's a good ball club. This is what they do. They've been doing this for 4 years in a row. They've gone to the NCAA tournament, and they were in the national championship game 2 years ago, and so. Or the last time we had a national championship, they were the national championship game. And so it's just a really good ball club. And it's like I said, when you're playing against a team like that, it's tough to prepare for in less than 24 hours. And so, but I'm, like I said, proud of this team. And to add on to Keekee's point, man, we talked about her defense, and that's why I wanted her to come and speak today, because it doesn't always show up in the stat sheet what she does unless you look closely. And if you look at what she did versus Lexi Hightower in the semifinals of the conference tournament, what she did tonight versus Tramble, those players scored some points, but you're talking about efficient players. When you score 21 points on 21 shots, that's not very efficient. So she got her numbers, but we made it tough, and those players were gassed. And that's one thing I was proud of our team, is that after playing, yesterday versus a team that had a bye and that was fresh, I thought we did a good job of getting them gassed. And we had to take a little bit better care of the ball. And I think we would have won this game, but 30 points off turnovers is it's a big hill to overcome.
Coach, Southwestern slowed it down a little bit in the second half after they got out of the locker room and caught their breath. Y'all just about ran them out of the gym on that long second quarter run.
Yeah.
But what was the change of pace with their offense, not so much their defense, a little bit of a surprise?
No, I think that there was some fatigue that came in, and I think they went a little bit deeper in their bench than they're used to going. But it was us. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot to start that second half, we let them get up to, and they stretched that thing out to an 8-point game right away just because of some mishaps on defense. Didn't quite switch like we needed to switch on some possessions, and then turnovers. And we did that right away. And it was like, man, we got to climb back out this hole we just dug again. And so, but it's a good ball club, and just fell a little bit short today.
I know you had a lot of pride in the youth that participated in this game. Faith Bland, your freshman out of St. Louis, she gets 4 minutes in this tournament game and gives you – she had a couple of bunnies that didn't quite get there, but 5 points, 2 boards for her. What made you call her number today?
Faith's somebody that can really play defense, and this was a game that you saw we needed some defense. They scored 97 points, and she was somebody that she's long. She can play like we want to play. She can guard those any player on that team right there. Really, we can switch her on any player, and so she kind of fit what we wanted to do defensively. And I thought she did a great job of rebounding and battling in the paint. And there was some bunnies that she missed, but she still had 5 points in 4 minutes and played a really good game. And she's one of those players for us that she missed almost all of the fall with the injury, and so she really missed practice time, and for her to get this experience, it really shows that she's got a bright future for us.
And your Lions were a +6 with her out on the court.
Yes.
Good stuff, that. Dyani Robinson, 25 points today. Tell everybody a little bit about how hard it was to get there. 10 of 27 shooting today. They made it tough, especially inside.
They did. My points came off of coming off of screens and fast breaks, so it was really my team that helped me get the ball inside and score.
Fair enough. Keekee out on the edge. You got a couple of looks, but went inside and went a perfect 4 of 4 when you were not busy hounding them defensively. 9 points, 7 boards for you. You talk about the game overall.
Overall, I knew that this was a team that they'll give you lanes. So I know that I'm strongest when I'm driving to the basket. So that's what I did and went to the basket and was able to finish.
And she hit a long, too. She hit a long jump shot.
Yeah, she did.
Mid-range.
For both of the players, I want to ask you guys weren't here in 2007. None of us involved with this were here in 2007. Do you guys realize the importance of last night's victory as well? Only the second year that we've won a game in the postseason, or the NCAA postseason.
I didn't know we hadn't won a game in years, so when he told us that, it was shocking. I was actually excited.
How old were you in 2007?
6.
I'm not going to answer how old I was in 2007. And then coming off that,
I know my board op was in the 4th grade.
Yeah, and coming off of that, there were only 2 players on the team from 19 who played. Mm-hmm. We got the rug pulled out from under us last year. And then you have a win under your belt now and the taste in your mouth from today, and a very entertaining game. How much does this give you the juice to push through? It's hard to look ahead, but to push through this summer, next fall, and do this with a full season next year?
This is like our motivation. I want to come here again and do the same thing, but go further next year.
I think the part of that answer you got wrong is you want to do that at home again.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a good experience, and next year I just want to break the barrier and get another win and just keep winning.
And then, Coach, you only got to play 18 games this year, but only 4 losses in there, a tournament win. It's hard to say 20 minutes after you walk off the floor, but how do you wrap up the craziest basketball season since World War II probably?
It was a tough year, and it started for most of us getting all the way to Lubbock last year and about to play in the NCAA tournament and then getting that kind of pulled away and then just going into the unknown. And there was no rhythm, no rhyme or reason to our preseason. We kind of didn't know how to operate. We're navigating. I played, we had 2 games where I didn't coach. I wasn't head coach, and Coach Brown was phenomenal. But we just had to constantly adjust, and this is a team that has constantly had to overcome, and they do it, and they do it with a positive attitude. Keekee Nowlin was somebody that was a great JUCO player that didn't play a whole lot for us last year. and then turns around and is a phenomenal just two-way player for us. She constantly drew the best assignment, but through everything, Keekee's always had a positive attitude. She's always been a great teammate. She's always been a phenomenal student. And it's players like her that have made this program great. And I can't say enough about our seniors. Ajong Tak is the same way. We just have a good group that made this tough year a lot easier.
Charlie, bring us home.
Tell you what, Coach, that's, I want to paraphrase Bum Phillips, and I got to stretch it because it's a different sport and a little bit different setup. But, you know, you knocked on the door when you got into the tournament and lost to Mesa 2 years ago. Last year really doesn't count, but you count it because you were invited to the tournament. You knocked on the door a little bit louder. What do you got to do to kick the son of a gun in, as Phillips so well said?
I just think we got to realize this is an extremely tough region versus coaches and teams that are used to playing at the highest level. And we kind of switched a region this year. We're normally with the RMAC, and that might have been a little bit different path this year. But we're in a region that had the two teams that played for the national championship in 2018 or 2019. And so to have that be your path to national championship, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to beat experienced teams like that, but the thing that we're getting right now is we're getting experience, and every year we've gotten a little bit better. We've inched a little bit closer to where we want to be, and like you said, we're knocking at that door, and it's going to be very soon that we break through that door.
Coach, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. I hate it's the last one, but I'll bet we do this again some other time.
Yes, sir.